Welcome everyone to our first show. I'm Becky Davis and this is my husband Jeffrey Davis, and we just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what we do at Semper Gumby Construction.
So Semper Gumby Construction focuses on custom oasis projects. We like to work directly with our customers so that we can understand what their need is before we come up with a solution to meet that need. So no cookie cutter designs, no just standard blueprints of, hey, here's what you're getting.
No templates.
No templates.
Okay.
It's good to have that information, but we want to make sure that they get the best, most efficient use of their space.
So it's fully custom, is that right?
Every project.
Every project. Okay. So every project is fully custom depending on the collaboration between you and your client.
Correct.
What does Semper Gumby mean? What is, you said it means always flexible.
Correct. Yeah. So Semper Gumby is a take off of the Marine Corps motto, Semper Fidelis, meaning always faithful. So Semper Gumby, always flexible. And the saying goes that if you give a Marine a mission, he will figure out a way to accomplish that mission, even if he has to bend over backwards. So within the construction realm, there's lots of things that can happen, a lot of unknowns with existing structures. And when you are trying to adapt a new deck or a new building to an old space, you got to be flexible with what you're going to discover as you open things up and figure out where your attachment points are. So every situation is totally unique, and we handle that with professionalism and customization options. There's no cookie cutter designs. We'll figure out the best shape, the best size to meet every customer's needs.
Yeah, and you like to work around the organic elements that are already in your customer's yard, correct?
Exactly. So they might already have a staircase or a brick patio or a water feature. And so we want to figure out the best layout for what their use is. It might be great to just have a 16-foot straight across section. But if there's something in the way of that, do we incorporate what's already there, or do we have to now adjust things? And that really starts with figuring out, what are they going to use the space for? Are they putting an outdoor couch, or are they trying to have a dining area? Want to make sure there's room for chairs that are going to slide and move. And that also leads to, do you need a built-in bench along the edge so that way there is no sliding, and then your table just fits off of that.
So there's a lot of opportunity for you to be creative with your customers because you can grow the space as you're building it.
Exactly. A lot of time we'll start with a basic shape and kind of, go stand in the yard with our arms out and say, okay, you're about this big now.
Sure.
And then we hold up the tape measure, and then it's a lot of back and forth. Okay, now if we come in this far, now we're lining up with where this window is, or this is where the stairs would come down. Okay, now here's our shape, but what is the hallway going to be? They're like, well, what do you mean there's a hallway? This is a deck. It's like, well, the shortest distance from the top of your stairs to the door into the house automatically becomes a hallway.
That sounds like a math formula.
Yeah, where are we? Yeah, right, math formula. So it's just, where are we putting the table? Well, maybe the stairs shouldn't be in the center of the deck. They should be over on the sides. That way you can actually have the table in the center without needing to always walk around it.
So you're working with your customers. It's very much a fluid, a living process as they are going through the logistics for how to maximize the benefit of their space. So is the creativity the most thing that you love about what you do, or is there extra stuff to that?
Yeah, I love that it's very collaborative with each client, and that because we are able to customize, we just inherently bake that into the process. So with a lot of people, when there are existing yard features or a driveway that's going to be nearby and they're not sure, how far is this staircase actually going to come out? Will that affect my ability to park my car here or to pull through? So a lot of the time we'll build the basic deck structure itself, and then we'll walk around it with the customer or walk across the top of it and be like, okay, where does it make sense to put stairs? Now that we see where the hard edge of the deck is, here's the space now where your stairs are going to go. And they're going to come out 3 feet or 4 feet into this driveway or into this part of the yard.
So there's a constant walking through to see how things feel.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And then what are your favorite projects? You've done stairs going down ravines. You've done outdoor spaces where it's like a gathering area. You've done we like to call it the oasis, where you're building rustic features to maximize someone's existing ponds, playgrounds, hot tubs, air. Like, what's your favorite thing to work on if you could have your ideal project?
Yeah, great question. Personally, coming from a background building tree houses growing up, I like putting usable space in places where people think it's not possible to have usable space. So if there's a ravine that's very steep, we might be putting in extra big posts or cantilevering the deck out over that opening. Sometimes we do incorporate trees and we build actual
Like
tree
a
house
magic
structures.
maker or something?
But outside of just that specific impossible structure, I love collaborating with the homeowner where they want to have a lot of input, or it's not just like, okay, here I saw this picture on Facebook or on Instagram or on Pinterest. Build me this.
Right. So,
Like,
so in
I
that
want back and forth.
situation, so what do you do if a customer doesn't want to be hands-on?
If they don't want to be hands-on, then we can go through and we can check a bunch of boxes and be like, okay, we're going to do boom, boom, boom. This is our punch list. Very easy. That makes it really easy to pass on instructions to my construction crews as well.
Oh, yeah.
That we can just have a list here and be like, hey, we're going to go through this the normal way we always do it. There's no rule breakers here, guys. This is simple.
Sure.
A lot of the time, people already have a deck. And so then the question becomes, how much of this existing deck can we reuse?
Sure.
Do we have to disassemble and reuse the material, or can we just kind of give it a reskinning?
Is
new
that the
surface?
reason why they say that you're so cost effective? Is because you reuse materials that are there and you don't
When we can.
overbuild unless it calls for it, unless the customer wants it.
Exactly. You don't
Okay.
always have to get all brand new in order to get an all brand new feel.
Sure.
One of the projects we did last year, the deck had only existed for 2 weeks before we showed up and took the whole thing down,
Oh, wow.
because they just bought a brand new house and that was the starter deck that came with it. And they said, you can't just resurface this. It's too small. Start over. Okay. Well, we took up all that material and we hauled it away. And then we had brand new material that just had some, some wear and tear
Yeah.
from the existing screws in it, that I could repurpose that for a tree house or for siding for something else, for some of our more rustic things. But this particular homeowner wanted high-end composite and nice railings. So we deleted all the wood, gave them brand new
Sure.
frame composite. And then now we have, pre-used material that was only 2 weeks old that we can give to another customer at a discount if that's the look that they're going for.
Sure.
Kind of like how the reclaimed barn wood is really popular.
Yeah.
Making things look older than they are,
Yeah.
but still being structurally sound.
Okay, so but most of the time, the homeowner is super involved with that process.
Exactly.
Most of the time, they want a say in. They want the full experience of collaboration with you, where they're taking their own creative energy and building something that's meaningful for them.
Yep. And we never used reclaimed or repurposed materials without the homeowner's approval. So it's not like they think they're ordering a brand new deck and then suddenly there's something here that's old.
But it could be an opportunity for cost savings
Absolutely.
if that's one of their priorities. Thank you, Jeffrey. That was a great conversation. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.